our money because for 24 years I saw the young many lives that had so much potential. You know, a lot of kids that I saw come through the court, they were just as smart, not smarter than some of the lawyers and the judges. And we lost so many to an early grave. So I spent my life, irregardless of what position I may occupy, in being the bridge by which our young people walk on. And I tell them that. So, and I can talk about that space all night long, but let me take you back to about 10 years ago, Brent. We had David Dotson, who's running MDC. He took a passel of political folk and representatives to Portland, Oregon. That's right. Because at that time, you know, we figured out that we did not have, and we still don't have, an ecosystem for our children. So he took all us out to Portland, and we went out there 10 years ago. The stuff that they had, we still don't have. They had a 1-800 number that kids could call if they were in trouble, and within 72 hours they could be assessed and placed in the system for help. 10 years ago they had that. So when we came back, we had all these great ideas, but it was only Bill Ingram at Durham Tech that really came back, and that's how you ended up with Gateway to College. Right? That came from that trip. The politicians kind of, we kind of floundered. That we were putting in systems of care, which is the system that's in partnership with DSA, DSS, the courts and all that, to kind of funnel those kids who are most vulnerable in the system through a system. But still nothing collected. And plus you had a whole lot of other people doing a whole lot of other things, but never really connected. So David Dotson came back and decided that he was going to sit down with me, Yvonne Parra, Marvin Eakes of Self-Help, Michael Goodman, and Arnold Dennis, who was headed North Carolina Central. He was the Durham County Youth Home director, and then he moved to Central in the criminal justice arena for children. So they, for 3 years, they kind of plucked our brains and they came up with the report called Disconnected Youth. And from that, the organization Made in Durham was birthed. And many of you may not even know what Made in Durham is. But Made in Durham is a nonprofit organization that has as its mission to make sure that each child in Durham, by the time they're 24 years old, has a post-secondary credential or a trade. Or trade, right? And we've been working steadily towards it. Right now, Victor Zhao, who's president of Duke University, he's our chair. Laura Gibbs sits on that board. We sit on the management team together. And our director is Casey Steinbacher, who was the president in Durham Chamber of Commerce. And basically, we are trying to be the nexus to provide this ecosystem that will have many entrants and roadmaps from the time they're here to the time they're 24 years on how you are going to connect this system to help our most vulnerable. Our latest initiative in there is one that I'm really proud of, and it's called the Bulls Initiative that Casey has started. Casey, my little lady, Casey has, her thing was Durham Chamber of Commerce now, so that's all the business in. So she's gone to a lot of these businesses that are coming in. She's also gone to Durham Tech with J.B. Buxton. We've been lucky in that Durham Tech space. And what they've decided to do, because we recognize when you ask these young boys to put down them guns, they gotta have somewhere to eat, they gotta have somewhere to stay, they gotta have some transportation to get there. You cannot ask people to say, I'm gonna give up my lifestyle, and you have nothing. So Casey has gotten these commitment from some of these groups that they're going to pay these kids $10,000 as they matriculate through Durham Tech for credential. At the end of that will give them, they get guaranteed interviews with some of these companies. Then you got Deidre, the Durham Children's Initiative. They're over there doing their thing. So we have the bits and pieces now to begin to build out a system that our kids can access no matter where they are to get them on track to move ahead. I'm committed to doing that. That's primarily why I'm running. Because We should not lose the best of our talent to the graveyard. We cannot do that. And so I think that we now have enough people who've been doing this work a long time. When you think of a Quillico and a Martina Dunsford and those folk like that, that a lot of people y'all probably don't know, but they've been doing this work for 10, 15, 25, 30 years. It's enough of us, including Steve Chalmers, our former police chief. He's also got another group that's working. We got enough to scale it now. So we can get that done. We're going to save our baby. You can take that to the bank.